Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our discussion of Psalm 23, which is one of the 7 Psalms that are special to me. Today, we're going to look at Psalm 23 a little different way because we've been reading it out of the Revised Standard Version because it has the archaic, formalized language that we have loved our whole lives and that is very familiar to us. But today I thought we'd read it from the Message, which is a modern paraphrase by Eugene Peterson. And this Bible is put in very modern terms. So the Psalm 23 sounds so different, but it gives us a little jolt, a little interest in words that we've been so familiar with that maybe we've let them kind of roll across our brains and not really gone into our hearts. So this is how the Message translates Psalm 23. God is my shepherd. I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you let me catch my breath and send me in the right direction. Even when the way goes through Death Valley, I am not afraid. When you walk at my side, your trusty shepherd's crook makes me feel secure. You serve me a 6-course dinner right in front of my enemies. You revive my drooping head. My cup brims with blessing. Your beauty and love chase after me every day of my life. I'm back home in the house of God for the rest of my life. It's a beautiful way to look at Psalm 23, isn't it? A much more modern way, but it gives us a little food for thought. And in the last session, we talked about thou anointest my head with oil. And now we're going to go on to my cup overflows, which in this blessing is my cup brims with blessing. The way he translates thou anointest my head with oil is you revive my drooping head. So that's cool. It's like the oil of gladness that the Holy Spirit brings to us to revive us when we're down, when we're drooping, which is just what we talked about in the last session. But now we're talking about my cup brims with blessing, or in the Revised Standard Version, it says my cup overflows. And isn't this so true that the blessings of all this attention, love, protection, comfort, care, guidance, discipline, all these things that the shepherd is giving us mean that we are just overflowing, not only with blessings, but also with gratitude for all of the things that he's given us. And I see my life as overflowing with good things. I'm sure you do too. And Jesus gave his life so that my life could overflow with abundance. The whole chapter talks about what a great shepherd he is and how he provides all these things. So after a while, we're just overflowing with blessings. What's interesting about the book that we were talking about before, the book about the shepherd the shepherd talks about Psalm 23. The interesting thing about that is that all through the book, Phillips compares what happens to sheep that have a good shepherd and then what happens to sheep that have a bad shepherd. So if you have a lazy shepherd that doesn't go out and look at the pastures, or doesn't provide good water, or doesn't inspect his sheep for bugs and parasites, or doesn't anoint their head with oil, when you have a shepherd that's kind of lazy and worthless, the sheep are not blessed. They don't have a cup that overflows, quite the contrary. And if you look at John, the book of John in the Bible, John 10, Jesus is talking about himself as the good shepherd. And he's not only the shepherd, but he's also the gate to get into the fold, And as he talks about this, I never noticed this before until just yesterday when I was looking at this, that after he talks about himself as a good shepherd, he then starts talking about the thief, which is really Satan, And in a way, he's comparing what the bad shepherd would be like and what the good shepherd provides. And we always have that choice to go Jesus' way or to go Satan's way. And our cup overflows when we go with the good shepherd. If we are with the bad shepherd, if we're following the wrong way, only evil will eventually catch up with us. We will not be blessed until our cup overflows. So let's read John 10. I believe this is from the NIV version. And I'm going to start at verse 10. Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in some other way, is a thief and a robber. So in other words, if you try to get into the fold and you're not following Jesus, you're following the thief. You're just like Satan. You're a robber. You're a pretender in a way. The next verse. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I did not start at verse 10. I started in chapter 10, verse 1. So this is verse 2. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. So even the shepherd walks in the right way according to the Father, and the sheep follow him. Verse 3. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. The gatekeeper being God the Father, the shepherd brings his sheep in, that's Jesus, and calls his sheep by his own name, by their name, and leads them out. Verse 4, when he has brought out all of his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand what he was telling them. So therefore Jesus said again, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. Okay, there's the abundance, the blessing. Verse 10. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Jesus says the good shepherd will die for his sheep. The thief, the bad shepherd, the evil one, the enemy, he's not going to die for you. He's going to lead you to death, but he's not going to die for you. He doesn't love you that way. Not like the shepherd does. So anytime we're following the sheep, the shepherd, we're in that flock, we can be sure that our cup is going to overflow. If we go the opposite way, our own way, or following the desires of the world, or the desires of the great thief, you might say, who is the enemy, Satan, here's what's going to happen. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. Steal, kill, and destroy. That's where we're going, okay? Steal your peace, destroy your relationship with God, kill your feelings, kill your relationship. Whatever it is that's going to happen, it's not going to be good. Because that's what happens when you don't have a shepherd that really cares and really takes care of you. If you're following the evil shepherd or the bad shepherd, you're going that direction in life. There's only 3 destinations: stealing, killing, destroying. That's it. And look at the difference in what the good shepherd offers. Let me read it out of the Amplified Bible because it expresses it so beautifully and stretches it out a little bit for us. The thief comes only in order to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance to the full till it overflows. There's the cup of blessing right there. There's the cup of blessing. My cup overflows because Jesus came that we might have life, enjoy life, and not just have it and enjoy it, but have it until it's full and it overflows. Abundant joy, abundant peace, abundant happiness. Again, this does not mean there isn't any trouble in life. Of course there is. But Jesus is right there next to me saying, you go my way, I'm going to make your cup overflow no matter what your circumstances are. If you decide to do it on your own and you decide to go the world's way or the enemy's way, then there's going to be some stealing. There's going to be some killing. There's going to be some destroying. It might kill your confidence. It might destroy your happiness. It might steal your relationship or your friendships. It might steal your love. It might destroy your kindness. All these wonderful things that the Spirit brings. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. That's the way the shepherd is leading us. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Where is the thief leading us? Steal, kill, destroy. What a huge, comparison. A black and a white kind of thing. You can either go that way into destruction, or you can go with the shepherd through the gate into the paths of righteousness and into abundance. Abundance. My cup overflows. I think that's a beautiful place to be. And I just think it's unique that if you go back and you read John 10:10, we often quote this verse, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come that they might have and enjoy life and have it in the abundance. We hear that quoted all the time, I think, when people do a sermon about Satan, or maybe they're writing about it or whatever, or you are asked, what is Satan like? What's the thief like? But what I did not realize is that it is inserted right at the end of this whole chapter where Jesus is referring to himself as the Good Shepherd, where he's explaining what it means to be part of his family, his flock, that he's there to provide life. Life to your soul, not just life the way we have it physically, but life to your soul. I'm sure you understand what it's like to be dead inside. I mean, if you've experienced anything in life, you've probably had a time where you feel totally empty and dead inside. Maybe it's at the death of a loved one. Maybe it's at a disappointment. Maybe it's at a time when everything looked bleak. But we do feel that deadness in our soul. And our shepherd is there to bring us back to the good green pasture, to the wonderful abundance that he has for us, because he doesn't want us to live in that dead place where the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So that's his modus operandi right there. He loves that. If you can get you down in the dumps, he can pull you right away from God. And God's never going to let you go. It's not that you aren't going to be saved, but you're not enjoying that abundant life that he wants for you. So we always have that choice. We pull away, we go to darkness, we go to some of our own ways, and we lose some of that overflowing abundance and blessing that Jesus has promised. And all we have to do is turn around and go through the gate with him. It's a wonderful picture, really, of abundance and blessing from a good, good shepherd. The evil shepherd, the lazy shepherd, the shepherd who doesn't really care about his sheep, he might entice you in a certain way, but it's never going to lead to abundance. When we follow the good shepherd, my cup overflows. Or as the message said, it's brimming with blessings. Some of the pictures and images in this psalm are just absolutely beautiful. And I think next time, in the next session, I'll be able to probably finish this psalm, because it's going to go on and end. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So we'll finish that up in the next session, and we'll go on to one more psalm in the 7 psalms that are special to me. Have a wonderful day.